Hello everyone, this will be the second part of my vHoF main tank setup videos, and this is going to be specifically for the second boss, the Pinnacle Factotum. It's actually one of my favorite bosses in the game because of how it's just a really good fight to tank and to learn. It's pretty ass-clenching too, and it's pretty fun. Just in general, a lot of people don't like some of the mechanics involved, or rather didn't like a lot of the old mechanics, but honestly I've come to really enjoy this boss fight and I hope you do too. So first of all, I'll be going over the CP. In the previous video we had the exact same CP. I'll put it here just in case you did not see the first video for the first boss setup. So we got the red CP here, the green CP here, and we got the blue CP here, and we just keep the same CP throughout the entire trial. If you want to switch up your CP during the trial, feel free to do so, whatever will help you the most. So gear wise, we got 2-piece split spawn, and you can have light or medium and light. It doesn't really matter, it's personal preference in terms of what you want to do. And I have 5-piece reactive, and I have 5-piece Alkosh. Now, there's two ways to approach this boss. The first way is to probably equip Plague Doctor here with Ebon. So you'll probably have Ebon on body and Plague on the sword and board if you want to play really safe. That'll probably get you about at least 6k plus health, especially with the Lord Mundus and all that, and the Undaunted passives, and the Heavy Armor passives. So that approach is basically you playing really safe. No matter what happens, if you happen to miss a heavy attack from a Centurion or even the boss, you probably won't die if you mistime a block against both heavy attacks, and you'll probably die regardless of how much health you have. Maybe you'll probably have 1k health remaining. But anyway, that's one way to approach the boss. One way to just tank all the damage, the Oblivion meteors, the steam, and all that. The only drawback though with that is while you may live, you won't be providing group utility such as Alkosh to the fight, which ironically, while you will probably be a lot more comfortable with a high health build, it's going to be riskier the longer the fight goes on, especially with the spawning of the Centurions and how the boss mechanics, the internal timers of the boss mechanics sort of can kind of make it really difficult when the Centurions spawn. So you might get fucked if the Pinnacle Factotum just suddenly pins you down while a Centurion, steams or something, and you want the fight to be over as quick as possible. So that's the idea. So that's the idea behind my setup. I'm gonna forgo the Ebon. Most good groups that for the boss don't really need it. If you're in a progression group for vHoF, you probably do want Ebon. Though it is debatable whether you will have the off-tank run it, because in experienced groups, the off-tank usually DPSs this fight. So the group gets more DPS. But our group specifically, I'll be talking about what our group did for Tick Tock. Our off-tank did DPS setup. He went up top, kited the spinning Centurion. We had no Ebon at all. As long as your group is experienced, Ebon's not really needed for the fight. There's not much damage going on. It's not a very heal-intensive fight. Honestly, most of the attention is just centered on the main tank because of how the boss mechanics works and how the boss fight works. So here we have 5-piece reactive. Now, why am I wearing 5-piece reactive? A lot of people recognize the set as a PvP set. While it could be a PvP set for like group healers or whatever, it's also a good PvE set just for this one specific scenario. When the boss pins you down with the palm strike mechanic, where he splits up into 4 clones, and you have to decide which one to block. There's a moment in time when if a Centurion spawns as that mechanic happens and it heavy attacks you and you don't have reactive active, you'll just die. Even when reactive on, there have been times, very rare times, where reactive wasn't activated and I couldn't put a block up at time as the mechanics ended. It's a moment that lasts less than maybe 0.4 seconds. It maybe happen once every 15 to 20 runs, but if that happens, it's really bad luck. It's not your fault, it's not the set's fault, it's just some really shitty timing. But anyway, with reactive on, you should be able to survive a Centurion heavy attack and getting pinned down by the palm strike mechanic. So that's basically the point of this 5-piece, is to eliminate the RNG aspect of the fight. You know, well, what if you get the heavy attack while you get pinned down? That's pretty much it. And the 35% damage reduction is huge. At full health, when a Centurion heavy attacks you, when you get pinned down by the palm strike mechanics, you don't really take too much. You might dip down to maybe 20 or 30%, around there, depending on what your max health pool is. For me, my max health pool during the fight, without a horn up, is 45k, so that's plenty enough health cushion to survive the Centurion heavy attack with reactive on. Now with horn up, it's gonna be a bit more, obviously. Now the 5-piece Akash, we pretty much talk about this last video and this video. It's just to help the group. You want to help the group's penetration. The 3k penetration is pretty significant. And you got the infused crusher. You always want to apply it. Honestly, you're pretty much always on the front bar. You're never really much on the back bar. And as for your traits, honestly, I would go infuse on the 3 large pieces: the greaves, the cuirass, and the helmet. Obviously I didn't have perfect traits, I just got what I got, I just had what I had, so this works too. Like, I had 3 divines, or 4 divines on the small pieces, and like some random sturdy piece on the chest, and it worked out fine, but I would have preferably wanted to infuse on the chest. And just for sake of a sake, I would have probably golded out too, but honestly it's not a big deal. So whatever trait you can get, you'll probably be fine in the fight. But yeah, bars wise, we got Engulfing Flames on the front bar, Pierce Armor, Igneous Shield, Heroic Slash, and Balance to help you sustain and your source of Major Resolve, Major Reward. Engulfing Flames is huge, the 10% damage boost to, you know, everyone's fire-based attacks, including light attacks, which is a significant part of this Summerset patch because light attacks have been buffed. And on the back bar, we have Talons. Honestly, this is kind of a dead slot, but not really. There are times where I don't want to apply the Crusher to the Centurion, instead to the boss. And the AoE maim is really handy for both the boss and Centurion when they're both together, so I keep it anyway. And also the passive Draconic, what is it? The Burning Heart and the Elder Dragon, plus the Iron Skin. I mean, these 3 passes are pretty huge on the back bar, so I keep that Choking Talons on the back bar. The inner range, it's your standard rage taunt for when Centurion spawn far away. Resolving Vigor, it's a significant self-heal. You want to, you know, use it right before something's about to happen rather than during. Bone Surge, now previously, when we were going for Tick Tock Tormentor, I tried out multiple skills, including Cinderstorm. The heal wasn't impressive, obviously, but honestly, I was like, oh, okay, what should I use? You know, it's just a dead slot. But then I figured, why not Bone Surge? After, you know, I figured it might be good for first boss. It could be good for the second boss as well, personally, for me, because it's going to be a 30% of my max health shield. Honestly, I probably should only use it when the Centurion's about the heavy attack. As I get pinned down by mechanics, it's really useful. Like, it just eliminates the RNG aspect of getting fucked in the fight even more. So it even helps with the, you know, damage output from the boss too. So, you know, you can activate this once in a while if you need to. And Green Dragon Blood, this is going to be another significant skill to use to keep up, especially if you're going to get steamed while you're pinned down by the palm strike mechanics. It's a lot of healing received just from having this active, so it's going to be really helpful for the healers to, you know, push the healing on you while you're debuffed by 70%, 90%, whatever percent you are by the steam of the Centurions. So yeah, that's pretty much our bars. Aggressive Horn on the ultimate front bar and Magma Shell on the back bar. As for how you want to tank the boss, or how, you know, you should recognize the boss patterns, that's honestly, I can't really explain that to you. I can't really I could show you, obviously, you could watch videos and all that, But it's going to be a combination of you watching the videos of myself and other tanks doing it, and doing it yourself. Experience is your best guide here. It's just going to take some time getting used to the fight, but honestly, it's really good boss. It's a really good boss fight. One thing I would like to mention before the end of the video is your settings. So before Summerset patch, I had 1024 maximum particle systems and 50 particle suppression distance in my graphic settings, and it was fine. It was for the most part fine. You could see the Pinnacle Factotum's lights show, indicating which of the clones is going to do the palm strike. That's the one-shot mechanic. However, after the Summerset patch, something seems to have changed within the game, so if you are a tank experiencing issues, and obviously you're not on console and you're on PC, you can adjust the maximum particle systems to at least 1200. After doing this, I stopped being a pretty shitty tank, and we got ticked up. So yeah, I would definitely recommend adjusting graphic systems, particle systems to more clearly show Pinnacle Factotum's mechanics. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be doing the third part of the video on the third boss here pretty soon. And thank you so much again. Don't forget to subscribe, like, whatever. Always appreciate it.